Hello, my name is Joe Collins for Joe's A2 Film Productions, and today I'm going to be comparing different film posters on the internet. Now, the first poster we're going to look at to compare is the poster for Looper. This poster's very good, as has lots of different cool aspects to it. You've obviously got the two sort of main characters in the middle pointing guns in opposite directions, and you've got these sort of face your past, fight your future tags, and then you've got all the actors at the top, and the background of it looks really sort of dark and cloudy, if you will, and it's also got sort of a city background behind it, so they sort of blend into the city, and so does like the sky. You've also got sort of the main title of the film, obviously Looper, and then you've got the written and directed by, and you've got all the sort of smaller writing at the bottom, but this is a really good trailer as it has lots of cool aspects to it, and yeah, it's very good, it's very effective, and it will definitely intrigue audiences to sort of find out what the film's about, especially when it says face your past, fight your future, as this sort of suggests that it could have something to do with time travel, something like that. But yeah, it's a very good poster, and definitely one that I could use in mine. Next film poster I'm going to look at is the Avengers film poster. This is quite different to the Looper poster, as it's like there's a lot more going on in the poster. You've got obviously more characters, you've got more text, you've got obviously all of the background, all the explosions, all the destruction. It's definitely a lot more busier poster than the Looper poster, and it's got a couple of unique things. For example, the way they've put the May and they've had the Avengers A in there, which sort of makes that unique. They've also got different titles. It's a lot more of a lighter poster. As you can see, sort of all the light colours in the background, and obviously all the characters are very distinct and they all stand out very well. But yeah, it's very different to the Looper poster, as there's a lot more going on, it's a lot more busy, and there's a lot more imagery behind them. And yeah, it's very good actually. It's got a lot of good colouring on it. The titles are very good, and yeah, I mean, this is a very good poster, and definitely a lot different to the Looper poster. The next poster I'm going to be analysing is the Django Unchained poster. This is quite different to the Looper and Avengers poster, as it's got a lot different aspects to it. You can see obviously all the characters are in black and white. There's fewer characters on the Avengers one, but more than the Looper one. You've got sort of the different text written in red, which also blends in with the sort of blood splatters on the poster. You've also got no background to it really, which the other two posters did have backgrounds to them. This is quite effective actually, because sometimes you don't really need a background on a poster, and if you mainly just have the characters on this one, for example, it can make them stand out even more, and you'll be focusing on them more, and the text. But yeah, it's a very good poster, and definitely a lot different to the Looper and the Avengers poster. The characters are also sort of looking at us, whilst in the other posters they weren't really looking at the viewer of the poster. And yeah, it's got a lot, the text layout is different on this one. It's sort of got it all going down the middle, whilst on the other ones they didn't really have that. The Avengers one just had text at the bottom and a little bit in the middle, and then the Looper one didn't really have any text at all, except for smaller text at the bottom. So yeah, this is a really good poster, and it's definitely a lot different to the other two posters. And yeah, the aspects of this poster are very effective and will definitely intrigue audiences to watch the film as a result. The next poster I'm going to be analysing is the Transformers poster. This is a much different poster to all the other posters I've analysed, as it's very, very simplistic. It's basically got no text on it, just the title really, and the little tagline below it, and the director, and the date. But yeah, it's not really got a lot of text. It's just got those sort of the most important things you need to know about the film, and it's just got the sort of main symbol in the middle, which is of the main villains of the film, which are the Decepticons, and it's a lot less busy than some of the other posters. For example, the Avengers poster was a lot more busy and had a lot more going on in the background and the text. And the Django Unchained and Looper posters, you could see sort of characters in it, whilst this one doesn't really give away any characters and it's trying to sort of keep the plot quite secret. And it's sort of, this can be very effective as it will sort of intrigue the audiences to know what the plot of the film could be about, and it will really sort of leave them on an edge to sort of find out what the actual film is going to be about when it comes out, which is why they haven't really put a lot on it. They've just put a main symbol of one of the main characters of the film in there, and obviously there's not a lot of background. There's just, you can see little white dots on there, which is the only real background of the poster. It's just got a main black background, really. And the sort of white dots could represent stars, as the Transformers are supposed to come from space, so that's what that could possibly represent. And yeah, it's a lot more simplistic than the other posters I've analysed, and it's just very simple in the way that it has a couple of lines of text and an image on there, and then you can actually see in the image that it's got the sort of moon in the image, which could actually lead on to a little bit of the main plot, but not a lot, as the film is called Dark of the Moon, so it means it must take place somewhere around the moon. And yeah, it's much more simplistic, not a lot of writing, and very good. The next poster I'm going to be analysing is the film Alien. This is, again, a very simplistic poster, probably even more simplistic than the Star Wars poster that I did. And it's a very effective poster, as it's just got one image on it, which is the main character, Ridley, in a spacesuit, sort of looking at something, which could sort of intrigue the audiences to know what she's looking at. And obviously there's quite a lot of distress on her face, it looks like, so she's obviously looking at something very terrifying, and something that's definitely going to be important in the film. And yeah, it's very simplistic. It doesn't have a lot of text on it. It's just got the main sort of alien and the company that presents it, which is 20th Century Fox. And yeah, it's just got a little bit of background. You can't really see much though, as it's quite blurred. And yeah, they want to get the viewers to sort of realise what she's looking at and sort of intrigue them to learn what she is looking at. And it's a real cliffhanger for the viewers, and this can be very effective and a very good aspect of a film poster. And yeah, it's very simple, not as busy as some of the other ones like the Avengers poster, and yeah, it's a very effective poster. The next poster I'm going to be analysing is the Dark Knight poster. This poster is quite different from the other posters. It's got a few similarities to, for example, the Looper poster, where it's got the layout of the text. It's quite similar to the Looper poster, and it's just got sort of the main image, which is Batman, and the main sort of standout thing, which is the bat symbol in fire. As a lot of the poster is very dark, and the bat symbol of fire is the only real light thing in the poster, as they've sort of made the sky quite dark as well, so you can't really see much, and the main thing you're supposed to see is obviously Batman and the bat symbol. And it's got a bit of writing on it. It's not completely simplistic. It's got a bit of detail on there, you know, sort of all the actors, the name of the film, when it comes out, a sort of tagline at the top which says "Welcome to a World Without Rules," which could sort of lead on to what the film's about possibly, and sort of give hints. This is quite similar to the other posters, for example Django, where they had the little tagline at the top as well. But yeah, it's not as simplistic as some of the other posters like the Alien poster, and it's got a little bit more writing on there, which can sort of be a bit more informative for the viewer and sort of give a little bit more away about what the plot of the film will be. And yeah, it's a very good poster. It uses a lot of nice colouring, especially with the bat symbol, and yeah, it's got similarities to some of the other posters, but at the same time it has differences. For example, it's got like two main images, not just sort of one image, which is like the Alien poster where it just had the one image, but this one's sort of got the two main images that the viewer's supposed to see. And yeah, it's a very good poster, and has some very good aspects on it that I would definitely like to include in my poster. The next poster I'm going to be analysing is the Return of the Jedi poster. This is obviously a Star Wars film, and this poster is very different to a lot of the posters that I've analysed already. The fact that it's sort of got the outline of Darth Vader, and then it's got the sort of all the imagery in the middle of the walker, the woods, everything is sort of in an outline of Darth Vader's suit, which is a very cool aspect, as they've sort of made it look as if there's two within one. So they've sort of made the audience look at the Darth Vader outline, which is very intriguing, and then they've also sort of looked inside and sort of the woods, the walker, which could possibly give away a lot of the film plot, or some of the film plot, as it may suggest that the film will take place in a woods somewhere. And yeah, it's a very different poster. They've also made sure all of the text, apart from Return of the Jedi, is in green, so it sort of blends in with the general theme of the poster. And yeah, it's a very striking poster. It's very different. It doesn't really meet the conventions of other posters. Some of the posters I've analysed already have definitely had similarities, but this one, the only real similarity I can see is maybe the text layout, where it's very central, like it is in the sort of Looper one and etc. And it's got, yeah, obviously the text, but the way they've done with the outline and the imagery inside it is very different. It doesn't really meet many conventions, and is a very cool aspect of the poster itself, and will definitely intrigue the viewer into watching the final film when it comes out, and is a very, very good poster. The next poster I'm going to be analysing is the Star Trek The Future Begins poster. This is a very unique poster, as it's sort of got the imagery within the characters, and it's very similar to one like Django, where you've sort of got the main three characters in the poster. But it's sort of different in the fact that it has the imagery sort of inside the characters, if you will, and it's also got the text layout, which is quite similar to the one of Looper, for example. And yeah, it's quite different, but at the same time it does meet conventions of some posters, and it's fairly similar to some of the other posters, like Looper, for example, and the Avengers, how the sort of text is laid out, sort of in the middle at the bottom there. But it's very revealing, as you can sort of see. Obviously, you know those three are going to be the main, possibly three protagonists in the film, and then you've also got sort of a little scene of possibly in the movie, which can sort of give away a bit of the plot and what the viewer might see in the film. This is very effective, as it can sort of intrigue the audience to sort of watch the film in the end, and they want to sort of get to know what the film could be about, possibly. And yeah, the titles are very nice. They've sort of got a nice clean look to them. Obviously the imagery, they've all got quite serious faces, which is very good, which could sort of maybe suggest the film has got a sort of situation in there that they need to solve. And yeah, it's a very good poster. It's quite a darker poster, which is sort of similar to some of the other posters I've analysed. And yeah, it's sort of got similarities and differences, and it's a very good poster overall.